Hello and welcome back to another episode of Magic Messages, and welcome to this week of your weekly horoscope or horoscope. So I wanted to just add some Halloween fun since we have a full moon this October 31st coming up this Friday, I believe. And yeah, it's pretty crazy because we have a blue full moon on Halloween. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Halloween isn't just like Halloween for fun. It's because it's the day when like the literal veil of like this dimension and the other dimensions are very thin. So everything that has to do with magic and witchcraft and ghosts and spirits are highly amplified at this time. So this week would be an amazing opportunity to start tuning into your own inner magic. Perhaps you've wanted to experiment with some candle magic. Or maybe you've wanted to start reading some tarot cards. Or maybe dabble in some astrology. Or maybe you're just starting off by watching my tarot readings. Whatever it is that you're feeling called to expand your mind, to tune into your own inner vision, inner wisdom, inner spirit, follow that call and tune into what's beyond the veil. So let's tune into this week's energies, shall we? I'm definitely picking up a chaotic energy. The elections and everything that's kind of going on in the outer world, which is why it's even more important for us to gain more clarity from within, enhancing our intuition, enhancing our own inner magic, and stabilizing our sense of self within our own self. Knowing your sovereignty and knowing your power is like the most important thing that you can do at this time, especially now because the sun has moved into Scorpio, and Scorpio being the sign of everything to do with your deep, dark shadows. Ooh. You know, all of those places within you that you don't really want to show to the outer world, but maybe it's in a deep, dark place inside of you. But Scorpio isn't all about the places you don't want to see. It's actually a total powerhouse because your emotions rule your desires, and your desires rule your will. So when we get into alignment with our true desires, our will becomes aligned to our true desires, and then we start to manifest the reality that we actually want to create. So it's actually extremely important to be honest with your deep, dark emotions, the places that maybe you hide from the world, afraid that it won't be accepted, because those are actually the places that have the key to your truth, the key to your authenticity, the key to your highest expression, your true desires. When you're able to tune into what you truly want, regardless of what anybody else is gonna say or think, those desires are in your heart for a reason. They are within you because they are the seed planted. So maybe one day you wake up and you decide to grow that seed. You decide, let me water this seed so that my true vision for my life will grow, not the programmed ideas of how we should be living our lives or the societal expectations, our parental expectations of how it should be, how it should look. So we repress our true nature. We repress what we really feel because what we really feel is said to be wrong. Of course, because they don't want you to know your power. Because then they wouldn't have power over you. So this week is going to be an amazing week if we can get a hold on your will, on your power, on your true sense of self. Tune into that shadow. It's not something to hide. It's not something to fear. It's something to be embraced and utilized so that you can focus on your true trajectory. Where do you want to go? What do you really, really want? And so with this full moon being in Taurus, which is the opposite sign of Scorpio, which is what the sun is in, Taurus rules everything kind of opposite of the deep, dark depths of our emotions and our spirituality, but it more has to deal with our physicality, our sensuality, money, food, how to survive here on this planet. So a lot of things that have to do with maybe finances could be coming up this week, and relationships. How are we dealing within our relationships? And with this moon in alignment with Uranus, the planet of revolution, the planet of breakthrough, of out of the ordinary things, it's actually calling us into reform, something within our own physicality, something within the way we live our lives. This is going to be a moment of breakthrough, a moment of revolutionizing the limitations that we have once placed on ourselves and the way we live our lives and even the way we do relationships. With the sun in Scorpio, we're being called to do that deep dive and really reflect on what it is that we truly desire. And is our life, our relationships, the identity that we hold, is it truly in alignment to what's in here? Or is it in alignment with someone else's desires, or with society's desires, or with this superficial version of who you think you should be desires? So this week is going to be very powerful and very transformative in getting to understand ourselves on a deeper way as we're given an opportunity to truly break free from these chains of conventionality. It's time to break through to who you truly want to be in this world. How can we live our lives in accordance to our true authenticity without the limitations or restrictions of this duality, morality, conventional living? It's time to shake it up. The world is going through a major shaking up because what's been isn't working. Clearly, it's not working. So it's time to show up for yourself in full form, regardless of what anybody else thinks. Because now we're in the age of Aquarius. And Aquarius is all about being a humanitarian. It's all about serving the collective. It's all about finding the oneness and the unity. But it's about finding that oneness and the unity by celebrating your individuality. By celebrating each and every single one of us is authentic, unique, eccentric selves. We're not going to find unity by all being the same slaves and living the same. That's fake. That's not real. What's real is the authentic expression that lives within all of us. And once one person can liberate that themselves, you inspire others to liberate themselves, to live free. And the more and more we break free, the more we can break free our entire planet. And we won't have to live in the chains of these societal structures that we know do not serve the collective. We know do not serve the planet. It takes self-sovereignty to wake up a nation. It starts with you coming into your true self, coming into your true authenticity. I don't care if you make fun of me. I don't care if you don't like me. You know why? Because I like me. I love me. And that's my power. Self-love is my power. You see? It's not about fitting in. Because the right people who are there to serve you and your purpose will see you and recognize you and love you for the soul that you are. Not for the fake identity, who you should be. That's all the ego. That's all the superficial matrix level. When you really drop into who your soul frequency is, well, shit. You go to a new realm, and that's where we want to go. We want to go to the other side. We crossing over to the other realms now so that we can have access to the full interdimensional perspective of your soul, calling in all of those aspects of your soul, bringing it down into this timeline. Calling in all of your past lives and all of those memories from all of those other timelines, all of those other lifetimes. And being here now in this present moment with unlimited potential, activating all of the DNA, all of the memories of who you've been and who you were and who you will be. Now that is enlightened. And that is the evolution of humanity, the evolution of consciousness. It's remembering who the fuck you are. And remembering who the fuck you are isn't just, oh, let me just be like everybody else and let me make myself this small so everyone likes me. That's quite the opposite of who you are, my star. So this week can be very powerful, very transformative if you use these intense emotions to empower yourself, to wake up and rise up. Find your willpower to continue moving forward on this trajectory. Don't drown in your emotions. Don't drown in the mistakes of the past. Use it to transform and transcend, empower and evolve. So that's just a little forecast, little horoscope of this week. Now let's get into the individual days that we're working with. So I've pulled some cards for each day of the week that we will be working through this week. Okay. Now, let's get back into the reading. Where were we? So, what I've done here is we've pulled a card for every single day of this week. And we're going to tune into what energies you can expect each day, starting with Monday. On Monday, we're gonna have a waxing gibbous moon in the sign of Pisces, which is super emotional, like very watery depths. But we have here the Ace of Cups and the Monk Nun. So this is definitely signifying a spiritual union, okay? Now this can just be like a spiritual union within your own self, because we have the Monk Nun, selfless devotion, single-minded focus towards spirit. And I really see, especially because the moon will be in Pisces, like this is just an amazing time to really connect to your inner spirituality, connect to your creativity, and that creativity that's inspired by God, or knowing, and by your higher power, by your inner knowing that's inspired by God. With the Ace of Cups here, this is like a brand new beginning in love. So this could be, you know, you coming into a connection with somebody special. This could be a friend or a lover, maybe even, you know, a soulmate entering into your life and reconnecting to that spiritual love. Or this could just be you connecting to your inner self and connecting to that creativity, which actually activates the union of you and a soulmate. Because that's the thing about soulmates and about partners, is like when you have it within, that's when you attract so within, so without. So when you're able to stoke that inner creativity, that inner spirituality, and are really serving that, then you manifest the partner that reflects that inner connection to your inner self and to your inner God. And I think that's what we're all, you know, seeking, is somebody that can be the reflection of God. And that's what this truly is. That's like a real spiritual connection. Finding someone that reflects divinity, and through their reflection you find the divinity within yourself. So Monday is going to be an amazing day to just tune into your emotions and find a spiritual moment to be with yourself and connect to your intuition and really see, like, where do you want to go? What is your intuition telling you at this time? How can you nurture that inner knowing? And maybe even a new love opportunity is going to present itself. So bask in the bliss of this beautiful energy here that's going to be coming for you on Monday. Let's see what's gonna go down on Tuesday. Ooh, I'm just gonna open all the cards and see where we're headed. Wednesday. Oh shoot. Okay. Thursday. Friday. Saturday. Sunday. Okay. So Tuesday looks like we have the Don Juan and the Four of Swords. So this could be a time of seduction. The Don Juan is highlighting your positive seductive qualities. So you could be retreating, taking care of yourself on this day, doing things to amplify your beauty, amplify your sexuality, your sensuality. Maybe you go and get a massage, or maybe you go and get your hair done, doing something nice for yourself. But this also could be, with the Four of Swords, it's all about like rejuvenation, rest, recuperation. So this could be a nice and juicy evening with this new, you know, Ace of Cups lover that we've manifested on Monday. Well, shit, that would be, whew, that would be spectacular. But I'm really just seeing it as you finding that sexy God, goddess within your own self and giving that love back to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you go and give yourself some self-pleasure. Maybe you go and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna make love to my damn self today because I'm looking good, I'm feeling good, and I deserve it. You know what? Sometimes that can be even better than, making love with a partner. Especially these days. No, but yeah, I could just really see it as you giving that love to yourself and fully embracing your desires, your sexual desires, your needs, and just giving yourself some love and attention, some sexy love and attention. So that's fun on Tuesday. Wednesday, we have the Eternal Child and the Queen of Swords. So what I see this on Wednesday with the Eternal Child is like, I feel like there's just like this new emerging identity coming out for a lot of people right now. Like, we're in Scorpio, which is super transformational. So this could be a time of like just this new you being reborn, and through that it's like this reawakening of your innocence, reawakening of your eternal child, which is the determination to remain young, body, mind, and spirit, ability to see things with fresh eyes. So this eternal child, like that childlike state, has such a truth that comes with it, with you reawakening this identity. It could also come with like, a sharp wielding sword, a sword of truth, because a child's innocence is also, truthful. It's honest, it's real. And this could be something that also protects you. Like, maybe by reclaiming this childhood innocence, it's almost like you become even more of a badder bitch. Like you're even more like, well, of course I'm gonna put boundaries. Well, of course I'm gonna speak my truth. Well, of course I'm gonna stand up for myself, because why not? I feel like a lot of the time, a lot of our inhibitions come from this wounded child, or the wounded child that needs to please everybody, and it's like, I can't be myself because I have to make sure everyone else is okay. But the eternal child knows, like, oh no, honey, I'm worth it, and I'm worth protecting, and I'm worth standing up for, and I'm worth speaking my truth for. So I really think that's what this is all about on Wednesday, is just reclaiming this new identity, reclaiming this revolution of our identity and of our lives, transforming into this more pure, authentic essence. And this pure, authentic essence is, unapologetic. So on Thursday, we can expect some movement of energies with the Eight of Wands and the Gambler. And it just happened to jump out of my hand. So there's definitely some movement of energy. There could be like some news or a revelation coming in. I definitely see it as probably some news. Somebody's coming in with some news for you. And it may change some things. It may just make you want to risk it all with the Gambler here. The Gambler is saying willingness to follow your intuition even when others doubt you. So this could be like a life-changing opportunity. It could be a risk that you have to make at this time. Like, are you going to stay in the past? Are you going to stay doing the things that, keep you stagnant and bored? Or are you going to choose this new opportunity of a lifetime? This new relationship, this new job, this new outlook on life. And of course, your heart's going to be telling you go for it. Your intuition's going to be telling you go for it. But it's a risk. And so your logic may be like, oh no, but what about this? And I don't know if it's going to work. But with the Eight of Wands here, that's signaling that this choice that's telling you to go for it is going to move you in the right direction. It's literally going to it's going to propel you forward. It's like almost like, okay, drop the floodgates. And that sheer will, once you make the choice, it's like, all right, on to the races. Let's go, right? So definitely I see already how this transformation is underway throughout the week with just this shift in energy as we come from Wednesday into Thursday, making that decision on Thursday to just go for it. Take the risk, follow your heart, and live your fucking dream, you know? You'll never know until you try. And sometimes following your heart, you gotta take a risk, boo. You gotta take a risk. So, on Friday, we have the Knight of Wands and the Artist. Okay, so with this Knight of Wands, it's also like a little bit of a fiery energy, okay? And I'm really just seeing this as like the enthusiasm and the inspiration that we've now cultivated since we've taken this brave decision this week. We've made this transformation, and through this transformation, we're like, I'm no longer limited to my old self. I'm no longer limited to the restrictions of this previous identity, of this previous life. I'm now moving into my higher self, my higher calling, which is, you know, the artist. And the artist comes in many forms. You know, you don't just have to be a painter or a singer or a, you know, writer, whatever, to be considered an artist. An artist is somebody who can express a dimension of life that is beyond the five senses, inspiring others to see symbolically. So I really see this as, you know, being able to live life now in a new way, being able to see life from a higher dimension, not so limited to the 3D perspective. It's like the veils are thinning and we're seeing the power of our spirit. And the power of our spirit wants to create and play. And it's not just all about, oh, it has to be like this and da 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 da. It's symbolic. Using your intuition is all symbolical. We're telepathic. We can speak to one another without even using words. You know, there's such thing as telepathic communication. There's such thing as communicating with the mind and with the feelings. And I feel like that's where we're headed. We're going into this realm of higher perspective, higher communication, when it's not all just black and white. We can see things from an artistic perspective, embracing your own inner artist, okay? So moving on to the full moon on Saturday, we have, which is also Halloween, we have the Angel and the Ten of Wands. So I could actually see this day being like pretty interesting, like where you probably are going to be required to maybe help a friend out, maybe help someone out in need. You may be required to show up in a way that's like self-sacrificing a bit because somebody else needs you. It's like, how can you help somebody else on this day? Like, you may feel a little bit burdened because there's so much going on. But I do think that it's in your best interest to help somebody out. Be of service on this day, on this full moon, when the veils are so thin. Because trust me, you're gonna be wanting to channel in those higher energies on Halloween. Like, I don't know about you, but if you've ever been something dark on Halloween, I don't know if you can notice, but when I'm something dark on Halloween, it's like, so if you're wanting to call in the higher energies on Halloween, dress as an angel, be an angel. But if you're wanting to go to the other side, dress like that. See what happens. See what happens. You're calling it in. You know, you're literally embodying whatever spirit it is that you're dressing up as. It's like a shamanic experience, and that's why we dress up on Halloween, because we're calling in the spirits, okay? So on Saturday, it's saying, you know, be an angel. Be somebody that can give back to another person on this day, and feel what that angelic frequency is like and how it can transform your life. And finally, on Sunday, we have the Four of Wands and the Trickster energy. So I see this as, you know, you wanting to get back into the game, get back into your mode of figuring out, like, okay, back into work, back into reorganizing and restructuring. But with this restructuring happening and with getting back into the flow of things after this busy transformational week, it's like now we're finally able to liberate ourselves of our conventional stuffiness, of our patterns that have kept us limited, of our restrictions. With the full moon in conjunct to Uranus, like I told you, this is about revolution. This is about revolutionizing the ways that we've lived our lives in the material world, our relationships. This is about really changing up our patterns and our habits and our relationships and like who we relate to. Like, how are we relating to the outside world? Is it in this basic ass bitch version of ourselves? Or is it like the true spiritual self, like that crazy wild self? And how can we create our lives from the truth of like our fullness, of our dynamic spirit? And that's why we have the Trickster here, which is all about transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. Embody the rebel, you know, become who you really want to be and break free from these stagnant patterns, from these people, these relationships that are just keeping you in the box. It's time to like be the magician of your own life. Channel the life force that wants to be expressed. And if that's like kooky and weird, so be it, you know? Change it up. It's time. It's time to be who we've always known we are on the inside. And fuck it if somebody makes fun of you or doesn't, whatever. Like, that's their own insecurity. You know what I mean? Like, what somebody else thinks of you is, like, quite frankly, none of your business. It's like, it's their opinion, just like you're entitled to your opinion. The only thing that matters is how you see yourself and how you think about you. And if you're true and authentic to who you truly are, and that's what you're offering, you know, these other people that are like pretty much irrelevant to you, that are gossiping about you or whatever, it's like, oh, that's cute. They spend their day gossiping about me. Oh, thank you for, you know, spreading more of my light and my energy, you know, even if you don't have necessarily something positive to say. Any publicity is good publicity, huh? So, with that being said, know who you are and don't be afraid to express it, and don't be afraid of what other people will say, because if you know who you are and you love who you are, that's honestly all that matters. And the universe knows. You know, and the universe knows. And you will be rewarded for following your truth, following your authenticity, tuning into that fucking raw power and owning it. Own that shit. Know what I mean? Not me. Okay. So that is the Majick horoscope for the week. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm available for any tarot readings that you would like to book. You can send me an email, which all the information will be down below and how to do that. So I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I will talk to you soon.